What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. The New York Jets have won their game in Green Bay against the Green Bay Packers 27-10. Let's hear all of the excuses and all of the complaining and all of the moaning and all of the everything that we're going to hear from the media of why the New York Jets aren't a real team. Us Jets fans, we were here, we believed, we knew that this was possible. My prediction video, I'm pretty sure I had us at 4-2 or 5-1 at this point in the season, and I was absolutely clowned because of it. But here we are, going into week 6, possibly leading the AFC East and being the number 2 seed in the AFC. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills game has just gone into the half, and Kansas City is leading right now for me, or what I'm watching. So I don't know how this video ends or anything like that. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. But let's break down this game, what we saw offensively, defensively, special teams, this coaching staff, everything. Let's hop right in to the game recap. I think the first thing that I need to talk about when it comes to today is our franchise quarterback in Zach Wilson did not have a good day. A 55% completion percentage, 10 of 18 for 110 yards, 6.1 average yards per attempt or per pass. There were 2 dropped balls and there were 2 sacks that I'm going to be... one of the sacks was his fault. One of the sacks wasn't his fault. But overall, not a great day from Zach. But the good thing is that it didn't matter. We're not winning because of our quarterback. We're winning in spite of our quarterback. And I think a big part of why Zach struggled today was Mike LaFleur's game plan, which was excellent. We started off the game doing things that Zach Wilson isn't that great, throwing outside of the numbers, the short and intermediate passes, things that we know that Zach needs to get better. And we ran the ball a lot. Why? Well, the idea was to set up the play action pass, the RPO, the throwing between the numbers in the second half, and we saw Zach Wilson be a whole lot more effective and productive in the second half, again, showing us that we are a back half of the game football team. If we can stay in the game with our quarterback, who, by the way, is undefeated this season, only one of, I believe, 3 quarterbacks that are undefeated as of recording this video. If Cooper Rush beats the Eagles, he will stay undefeated as an NFL quarterback. And if Jalen Hurts beats the Cowboys, he'll stay undefeated as an NFL quarterback. They're the only 2 quarterbacks right now in the league that are undefeated, especially because Bailey Zapp lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So absolutely crazy, crazy scenes that you're seeing from the New York Jets. Zach wasn't very good. Didn't matter. We still won the game. Now let's talk about the offensive MVP of the day. The only player on offense, really, that we need to talk about, and that is Breece Hall. 20 carries, 116 yards, 5.8 yards per carry. 1 touchdown, running touchdown, absolutely fantastic. Wasn't very much in the receiving game. 2 receptions for 5 yards on 2 targets. Wasn't super good in the receiving game, like I said, but it didn't matter because he ran the ball. He went Breece mode. I'm going to standardize that. Breece Hall, to all of the people who were upset that we traded up a first-round pick, PFF George saying that we should have taken Malik Willis. Yeah, I'm going to eat that receipt. Nom, 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 nom. Breece Hall is a playmaker, and I was absolutely wrong for not wanting us to draft Breece Hall and rather getting a guy in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. Breece Hall is by far and away one of our most dynamic playmakers on offense, and when the wide receivers and the passing game can't get going, we always know that we have the safety blanket that is Breece mode Breece Hall going off 20 for 116 yards. We're going to have a serious conversation about, can Breece Hall win Rookie of the Week again? And just have the New York Jets dominate the Rookie of the Week conversation. But he's going to have some competition. We're going to transition to the defensive side. Let me give some honorable mentions. Corey Davis showing up, showing us why he is our best wide receiver on this football team right now. 2 catches for 52 yards, 41-yard reception late in the game that absolutely changed the field, was fantastic from Mike LaFleur's play calling perspective. CJ Uzomah finally getting involved in the passing game. Buffalo Bills just scored a touchdown, unfortunately, so going into the half, Buffalo is leading. But Corey Davis, CJ Uzomah, Tyler Conklin, all getting involved in the passing game. Great things there. We want to see more from Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson had 2 pretty bad drops, but there was also 2 other passes where he was targeted and the ball was thrown behind him. So overall, there was a lot of opportunity for Garrett Wilson today. He had our most targets of any wide receiver with 5, and he only caught the ball once for 8 yards. 2 of those his fault, 2 of those not his fault. But yeah, that's everything on offense. Let's transition to the defensive side of the ball. You heard it from Robert Saleh when he did his press conference that they really focused on stopping the run today, and they absolutely did that. In 20 carries, we only allowed 60 rushing yards. They threw the ball 41 times for 246 times with for 246 yards. With Aaron Rodgers. So, again, we did give up a lot of stuff in the air, but the fact is Aaron Rodgers only threw 1 touchdown. And for a good chunk of that game, Aaron Rodgers looked like the worst of the 2 quarterbacks out on the field. There are no excuses. There's no anything out there. You are a back-to-back MVP, a guaranteed Hall of Fame quarterback. You got to do better, especially if you want to be put in the same conversation as Tom Brady. Tom Brady was able to go out with those New England Patriots teams and throw essentially to fans that were coming off of the stadium, guys that were not working. They were bagging groceries, and he was able to be productive. There's no excuse. I know that Christian Watson didn't play in this game, but Romeo Doubs, Randall Cobb, Adam Lazard, these aren't bums. These are good enough wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers is just not getting the job done. And, a lot of that was because of our defense. Let's talk about some dominant performances that we saw. Our safeties and linebackers today absolutely showed up and showed out. If you look at the top 3 tacklers for the New York Jets this game, it goes Quincy Williams, linebacker, CJ Mosley, linebacker, Jordan Whitehead, safety. Absolutely insane scenes. And then if you want to consider this as well, even though Michael Carter II is a cornerback, he's a slot corner, technically he's taking the spot for a linebacker. Boom, those are our top 4 tacklers. Great, impressive things there. And CJ Mosley also had a pass breakup, a pretty big one. So getting better in coverage, even though it seems like he's lost a step this year. And then we got to talk about Sauce Gardner today. 3 solo tackles, making sure that he's getting involved in the game, but 2 passes deflected and an interception that was absolutely robbed, even though they made the right play call. But Sauce Gardner has, in my opinion, I talked about this on the Buffalo Jet Fan post-game review, he has put himself in the conversation to be a top 5 corner in this NFL, because I look at the cornerbacks right now in the NFL going after at the end of week 6, and I don't know if there is 5 corners that I can name off the top of my head that I think are better than Sauce Gardner right now. I think he's getting better week after week after week after week, and he is another player going into this week. He might win Pepsi Rookie of the Week in back-to-back weeks because his performance today was absolutely dominant. Aaron Rodgers decided to foolishly continue testing Sauce Gardner, and it was a mistake. You shouldn't have done it. Absolutely played fantastic. But how have I gone this long without talking about the Williams brothers? Quincy Williams with 14 tackles, 8 of them being solo tackles, led the team in both tackles and solo tackles. And Quinnen Williams today, absolutely out of this world good. Quinnen Williams had 5 tackles, 4 of them being solo tackles. He had 2 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, 3 QB hits, and a blocked field goal. I think he also forced a fumble. I think he forced the LaMarcus Joyner fumble that he recovered. I don't remember off the top of my head. Just so much production that we saw out of Quinnen Williams today, easily putting himself in the conversation as the second best. I'm not ready to put him over Aaron Donald. I know that there are some fans out there. I can't do it yet. Aaron Donald is dominated, but I think by far and away the second best interior defensive lineman. He is the definition of game wrecker. If you look up game wrecker in the dictionary, it's a picture of Aaron Donald and a picture of Quinnen Williams, single-handedly showing us why he was taken number 3 overall. The guy absolutely destroyed the game. Now let's talk about special teams, because we got a special teams touchdown today. Whoever decided in the play call or in the coverage or in the whatever that they were going to just let Michael Clemens run up the middle by himself was a mistake because the Terminator is going to run up and he's just going to annihilate you. Blocks the punt. Will Parks recovers it, runs it in for a touchdown. Like I said, guys, we won today in spite of bad quarterback play from Zach Wilson. And honestly, didn't matter. That's all we needed from him was to just not throw away the game, and he didn't. No mistakes from Zach Wilson today. No interceptions, no nothing. A couple of bad balls, really. But overall, it was good performance. And I got to give credit where credit is due. We're going to talk about our guys here in the coaching staff. I think they deserve credit, guys. I'm going to give credit to the 5 important coaches on this coaching staff. Robert Saleh, the head coach of the New York Jets. Offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. Defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich. Special teams coordinator Brant Boyer. And we got to give some love to situational football / game management coordinator Dan Shamash. Guys, and Joe Douglas, right, for building this roster. We, as Jets fans, going into the first 3 weeks of the game, obviously we were calling for heads. We wanted to fire Jeff Ulbrich. We were ready to, a lot of people, not me, were ready to fire Mike LaFleur, questioning Brant Boyer. I didn't want Mike LaFleur gone. I love Mike LaFleur. I never wanted him gone. I was questioning Brant Boyer and his decisions that he was making. A lot of people questioning Robert Saleh and what he did. And a lot of people questioning why the crap do we need a situational football game management coordinator in Dan Shamash. But when it came down to crunch time and making the decisions that were right for this football team today, every single one of those guys did their jobs. Mike LaFleur called, in my opinion, as close to a flawless offensive game plan, like game plan-wise, as I could see. The execution just wasn't there from the players, in my opinion. Jeff Ulbrich adjusting, making the right calls, keeping a back-to-back MVP Hall of Fame quarterback to 10 points. Absolutely insane. Special teams coordinator Brant Boyer getting a special teams touchdown and a blocked field goal in the same game. It's absolutely insane. And then, like I said, Dan Shamash making the right calls on when to go for it, when not to go for it, and all of those things. You absolutely love to see what you're seeing from this coaching staff. Guys, the New York Jets are serious, and I'm going to take a line from Nick Shine, and he said, why can't the New York Jets run October? There are 2 more games left in October. This upcoming Sunday, we play against the Denver Broncos, and then we follow up that game by playing the New England Patriots at home. Why can't we win these 2 games? Why can't we go into Week 8 against the Buffalo Bills 6-2? What's stopping us? Because honestly, I don't see anything stopping us. I'm not scared of the Denver Broncos and the way that Russell Wilson is performing right now. I don't care that it's in Mile High. Breece Hall is going to run all over that defense. And the Patriots, if Mac Jones isn't back, give me Bailey Zapp, give me Mac Jones, give me Brant Hoyer or whatever his name is. I'll take any of those quarterbacks versus our defense that we have right now and the way that we're playing this game. There is a Honestly, I think that the New York Jets can run October and go into the bye 7-2 if we beat the Bills, 6-3 if we lose to the Bills. That Bills is the only game that I look at, honestly, where I'm kind of worried. And that's because the Buffalo Bills are the second best team in football behind only the Kansas City Chiefs. Guys, let me know what you thought about this game. Are there any things that I didn't talk about? Are there any things that I did talk about that you liked? Let me know in the comment section below. The New York Jets are 4-2 and well in the playoff picture. Guys, I haven't watched a single game of college football. I don't know any of the prospects that are coming up, and I couldn't do a mock draft if you paid me because I don't care. My team is 4-2. Let's go. Jets, 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 Jets.